Yesterday we met with the Committee on Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs and the respected Attorney General and Minister of Justice to look at his memo, which is dated 19th October 2022, on the bill that my colleagues and I have sponsored through Parliament, the bill on promotion of proper human sexual rights and Ghanaian family bills 2021. The meeting lasted a little over 90 minutes. The Attorney General made his presentations based on his memo. Midway through his presentation, we informed him that a number of the issues he was raising or had raised reference to his memo were issues that, by virtue of the clause-by-clause consideration that the committee had done between 2021 and 2022, had been taken care of by the consequence of the work of the committee. Let me state on record that the Attorney General's memo, dated 19th October 2022, which I hold here, agrees largely, I would say about 80 to 85% of the memo, 80 to 85% of the memo agrees with the bill. Earlier in the committee had to do with the issue of intersex. If you read the original bill, you would see that we criminalized a number of expressions of homosexuality, but stated in our bill that intersex was considered a biological anomaly. The Attorney General agreed with the view of the committee, which we had met with earlier, that if we were not criminalizing intersex and were recognizing it even in the original bill as a biological anomaly, then we should take it out of the bill completely, so that the bill focuses on the things that we are criminalizing. So if the Attorney General raised an issue of human rights for people who have a biological anomaly, the committee's work had already taken care of it. By and large, we finished the meeting in very good time, like I said, in a little over 90 minutes. And there was consensus and agreement amongst all of us.
The bill, although yet to be passed by Parliament since its inception, has faced a lot of confrontations from all angles, from the political realm, religion, scholars, and the public at large. The Ningo Pram Pram legislator noted that consensus was built at the engagement with the Attorney General, and issues regarding infringement of human rights was dealt with.
I asked him a specific question which he answered, and I asked for his permission if I could even put that out, and he gave. I asked him specifically if he thought that the current shape of the bill that the committee had worked on, that the membership, the sponsors also felt comfortable represented our aspirations, if he thought that it infringed on any fundamental human rights in Ghana. And the Attorney General responded that he did not see any conflict between our bill and the Constitution in its current form. He did not see any infringement on human rights, and that he actually supports the bill as it stands.
The Attorney General, he specifically agreed to their bill, particularly in these 4 areas.
The Attorney General established 4 areas where he thought that our bill was a welcome, refreshing news to Ghana's criminal jurisprudence. First and foremost had to do with the issue of the issue of what is proper carnal knowledge. And you know that when you look at Section 104(1)(b) of the Criminal Act, where it talks about what is carnal knowledge and all, the Attorney General holds the view that Section 104 of our Criminal Act, as it stands today, is actually discriminatory, because it talks about penetration, and penetration is only relative to men. And so it discriminates against women who are having sex with women, where you cannot use 104 because of penetration. But our bill rectifies that. And he thinks that that is the first place where he believes that our bill is a welcome, refreshing news. Again, the second has to do with marriages. The Attorney General references in his memo the Marriages Act, Cap 127, the Marriages Act of 1884 to 1985, where he says that in there, the Marriage Act recognizes marriage as a union between a husband and a wife. But he felt that in giving today's nuances, it was important that we had a new legislation that deepened it and made it clear that marriage can only be between a man and a woman as husband and wife, not between 2 men as husband and wife. And so again, he thought that our bill was a welcome news. Again, on the issue of void marriages, he said if the Marriage Act of Ghana does not recognize marriage between persons of the same sex, and our bill has a clause that deals with void marriages, that specifies that even if you go and contract a homosexual marriage outside of Ghana, when you get into the jurisdiction of Ghana, it will be null and void before the law, and the law would have no recognition of that union. He thought that our bill was a welcome step. The last thing he said for him was very critical, was how our bill strengthened the Children's Act. If you read Section 86K of the Children's Act, it is clear, and that's an amendment that was passed by Parliament. You'll see that in that amendment, we try to say that nobody from outside the country could come and adopt a child from Ghana if they were in a same-sex relationship. So if you have a bill that is actually criminalizing fosterage and adoption of children in Ghana by persons who are LGBTQ+, the Attorney General believed that the bill was welcome.
He therefore disclosed that the committee in 2 weeks' time will lay its report before Parliament.
And so for these four reasons, the Attorney General yesterday gave us a clean bill of health. It's his opinion, but he's legal counsel to the government, and that carries a lot of weight. The committee has taken cognizance of his opinion and that of the various other stakeholders we've met with. We believe that within a week, the report of the committee should be ready for the final consideration of the committee, which will happen with the sponsors. And subsequently, we believe that within a 2 weeks period, that report should be ready to be laid on the floor of the House.
Expressing his gratitude, he said,
So I can comfortably say that as sponsors, we have a debt of gratitude to the Parliamentary Committee on Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, led by the Honorable Kwame Ayimedu, and the Honorable Bernard Ahiafo, for the yeoman's job they've done. It's been almost 2 years, 21 months of sitting by the committee, over 21 meetings by the committee, over 176 memos, very heated arguments and disagreements in private, in public, on the media space. I can say that, not that we have a light at the end of the tunnel, we have reached the end of the tunnel. And we'll be bringing that report hopefully before the end of March, or before this House rises, and laying it before the House for debates on the floor. And so watch this space. We are in a good place, and we'll be looking forward to you giving us all the support to pass this landmark bill, which will be the first of its kind. Yesterday, the Attorney General made that point, the first of its kind on the African continent. Nigeria has a bill banning same-sex marriages. That's all. It doesn't have all the other things our bill has. And so we're excited about this.